The other Randy. Where's Randy? I wonder, I'm just, there's a lot of little critters out here on this island that we're going to. And, you know, there's seagulls and a whole bunch of other animals that might interest Randy BOIISSONNAULT, Minister of Employment.
Give it to him, everybody! Nice work!
Yes! Yeah, Randy!
Well, bring out the gimp. I think the gimp's sleeping. Well, I guess you just have to go wake him up now, won't you?
We've answered that question already this week. My question, and a question that Canadians from the queer community want to know, is where was that member, who is a member of the queer community, when it came to 50% of kids living in the street who are LGBT because their straight parents kicked them out? Where's that member when Blaine Higgs went after trans kids in New Brunswick? Where's that member when Danielle Smith is saying she's going to take the rights of trans kids away? Where's that member when Scott Moe is focusing on bathrooms in a Saskatchewan election? He will not show up at Canadian Pride events when we talk about trans issues. He should be ashamed. He is not defending the queer community of Canada.
Hey gang, what's up? Just Aaron, Canadian Looney, heading out for a stroll. We're looking for Randy. There's a bunch of people looking for the other Randy. Where is Randy BOIISSONNAULT? Where's the other? Oh, there's only one Randy. Somehow this slippery, corrupt, lying little weasel so far hasn't gotten caught. Like, he's been caught by Canadians that follow the story, but actually busted, no, not yet. There are some MPs, though, that are making it their mission in life to find the other Randy. Oh, Randy. Randy. Are you over there? Are you behind the tree, Randy? Are you blowing some squirrel behind a tree? That sounds like what a weasel might do. Where's Randy? I wonder, I'm just, there's a lot of little critters out here on this island that we're going to. And, you know, there's seagulls and a whole bunch of other animals that might interest Randy BOIISSONNAULT, Minister of Employment. Embarrassment to Canada, to his family and friends, to his Liberal cult caucus. Just a shameful mofo. And a brofo and a dofo, like Randy. Randy. Where's Randy, guys? Where's the other Randy? I think I see him. No, oh, you gotta wait. Running with the chipmunk that time. He gets around. He's queer, and that's fine. But he certainly lets you know it. Look at Randy, man. What a clown this guy is. Whew.
The Honourable Minister for Employment and Workforce Development.
Mr. Speaker, I am all too happy to set the record straight. I have had no role in this company since being elected in 2021. Regarding the day in question, I have shared my phone records to the committee and with the commissioner, which confirms that I am not the person in this story. Mr. Speaker, I have said it. The companies have said it, and now I've proved it. I was not involved. Mr. Speaker, let's get back to working for Canadians and focusing on the real issues.
So tenacious. And get back to work for Canadians. Give me a break, man.
Now, a year too late, the Prime Minister made an announcement that is an admission of a massive failure of his record after 9 years. Will the Prime Minister admit that his flip-flop has caused lasting damage to Canada's housing market, healthcare and jobs?
The Honourable Minister for Employment and Workforce Development.
Mr. Speaker, we've answered that question already this week. My question, and a question that Canadians from the queer community want to know is where was that member, who is a member of the queer community, when it came to 50% of kids living in the street who are LGBT because their straight parents kicked them out? Where's that member when Blaine Higgs went after trans kids in New Brunswick? Where's that member when Danielle Smith is saying she's going to take the rights of trans kids away? Where's that member when Scott Moe is focusing on bathrooms in a Saskatchewan election? He will not show up at Canadian Pride events when we talk about trans issues. He should be ashamed. He is not defending the queer community of Canada.
The honourable member from Stormont Dundas, South Glengarry.
I'm proud of who I am and proud of my integrity when that minister can't even name the other Randy. So I'm not going to take any lectures from that guy, Mr. Speaker. But here's what the Prime Minister said just last year about the immigration system. Quote,
We're trying to have a fun video and then Randy goes and does that. Who doesn't hate him after that? Why would you do that to Eric Duncan? Seems like a intact guy. No problems there, man. None at all. What is wrong with these woke folk? They're a cult, guys. How would you do that to a guy like Eric Duncan? Anyways, good on you, Eric. Got right back on track. Let's drag more Randy Bolsonaro and the other Randy through the mud. Trying to keep the video light, but my goodness, guys. Like, why would he do that? That's sinister shit right there. He's part of the liberal cult caucus. Like, they don't agree with the population. They're trying to push their initiatives on everybody, their ideas, their thoughts, which are to sell us all out to corporations, have us, fat and lazy, living in apartments, not being able to afford to travel or have the ability to travel. They're getting rid of our infrastructure. Anyways, that's what he's a part of. Randy's a jerk too. And then he tries to act like he's serious. On drugs, I'm certain of it. Like, these guys are on Adderall or Coke or something all the time. They're so strung out. So strung out. Let's see if he might be down here. Randy. Oh, other Randy. Let's see what the view is like out here. Do a little 360 out here, maybe. Another MP that's on the serious hunt is Michael Cooper. Michael Cooper's not letting this go. Like, Michael Cooper doesn't look like one, but this guy is a cowboy, guys. He is ferocious. I wouldn't want to be trying to hide from Michael Cooper because, I think Michael Cooper's smarter than I am. And I think he'd find me if I was trying to hide and I lied about a second errand that I was unaware of, that was texting my business partner that had a company of 5 people, and there was 9 autocorrects to Randy that were never corrected. Doesn't seem to make very much sense to me. Anyhow.
Who's Randy? That is the central question before this House as a result of your ruling, Mr. Speaker, in finding a prima facie question of privilege after the Minister of Employment's business partner, Stephen Anderson, refused to disclose to the Ethics Committee who Randy is. The Ethics Committee's probe into Randy began when Global News reported that the Minister of Employment was involved in a shady PPE company called Global Health Imports with Stephen Anderson. According to Global News, the minister had been a partner at Global Health Imports along with Stephen Anderson up until the time that he had been elected in 2021, and that he continued to maintain a 50% ownership stake with Anderson. Global News reported that the company was mired in allegations of fraud and ripping off clients. Indeed, multiple judgments have been issued against the minister's company by Alberta courts, Alberta courts have ordered the minister's company to pay back clients $7.8 million for ripping them off. And Global Health Imports faces a litany of other lawsuits, including a lawsuit commenced by a California-based company, the Gowie Group. The Gowie Group, like other clients of the minister's company, purchased PPE. The PPE was never delivered, but the Gowie Group was on the hook for $500,000, having transferred a $500,000 deposit to the minister's company. Now, one of the excuses provided by Stephen Anderson for the failure to deliver PPE was the Global Health Imports warehouse burned down. Amazingly, 2 weeks after Global Health Imports received the $500,000. And then Anderson was reported to have told the Gowie Group that once they collected the insurance money, maybe then he would be in a position to repay the $500,000 deposit. And the Edmonton police, in their investigation of the fire, concluded that in all likelihood it was arson. Just by coincidence, Mr. Speaker. So here you have a minister involved in a shady company, mired in allegations of fraud, ordered by Alberta courts to pay back clients $7.8 million, where there are allegations or evidence of potential arson and insurance fraud. I would submit that on that alone, that ought to have been enough for the Prime Minister to tell the Minister of Employment, you're fired, you're out of cabinet. But there's more, because Global News reported that someone named Randy, connected with Global Health Imports, was involved in shaking down the Gowie Group for that $500,000 deposit, and that was evidenced in text messages. Among the text messages that Global News uncovered was a message from Stephen Anderson to the Gowie Group leading up to the shakedown, in which he says, "What is going on? I just received this from Randy." And then he copied and pasted the message that he had received from Randy that states, "Anderson, it's 1314 MST and 1514 EST. It literally takes 10 seconds to complete a transfer. I'm telling you, we are not allocating like this. It's midday and nothing is completed. I'm calling Felix to discuss. Be available in 15 for a partner call." Now, why are these text messages so significant? Well, very simply, because if the minister is the Randy in those text messages, then the minister broke the law. The Conflict of Interest Act is clear. A minister of the Crown shall not be involved in the operations of a business. If the minister is that Randy, then the minister was involved in the operations of the business, working to secure a $500,000 deposit for Global Health Imports, not to mention of participating in a partners meeting. Now, that's why the Ethics Committee launched its investigation. We brought the minister to committee at the beginning of June, and the minister was adamant he wasn't that Randy. How convenient, except for a few inconvenient facts for the minister. First of all, the Gowie Group believed at all times that the Minister of Employment was that Randy in the text messages. When Global News reached out to Anderson to inquire who the Randy in the text messages was, he said it was not the minister but the VP of Logistics. But when Global News inquired as to who the VP of Logistics was, they found out it was not a Randy, but one Edward Anderson, the father of Stephen Anderson. And Anderson later admitted before the Ethics Committee that he lied to Global News. Global News undertook a further investigation. They couldn't find a trace of another Randy at Global Health Imports. And I would further add that the Randy referenced in the text messages was a partner. The minister had been a partner along with Anderson up until his election. He had a 50% stake in the company at the time of the text messages, and according to the minister's own evidence at committee, he admitted that it was a small operation, that there were a handful of people in the company, him, Anderson, and a few others. So, in the face of that, without a trace of another Randy, without any explanation for who this other Randy could be, there is only one reasonable inference that can be drawn, and that is that the Minister of Employment is the Randy in the text messages. He is the Randy that was involved in the shakedown of the Gowie Group. He is involved in allegations of wire fraud, and he is the Randy who, as minister, contravened the Conflict of Interest Act. The minister's story doesn't add up. Everyone knows that he is that Randy, and it is why Conservatives have been consistent in calling for this disgraced minister to resign from cabinet. For months, he has refused to do so. So we have called on the Prime Minister to fire that disgraced minister. But of course, this scandal-plagued, conflict-ridden Prime Minister has been found guilty not once, but twice of violating the Conflict of Interest Act. He is standing behind his corrupt minister. It is an absolute disgrace. It underscores why this government can't be replaced soon enough and why this country needs a carbon tax election, and a carbon tax election now.
Well, they're on to it. Simple as that. Simple as that. Anyhow, guys, those are just a few people that are looking for Randy, and he's coming to committee. That'll be in the next couple of weeks, and I cannot wait. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. We cover Canadian federal politics. We try to put things in context, trying to bring a little bit more humor with the opinions that I have. I watch a lot, and we've got a great community of like-minded people. Is that Randy? Whoa, is that Randy over there? No, I just saw him crawl into the trunk of a car. Weird. Randy's the gimp. Old Randy BOIISSONNAULT, the gimp.
Well, bring out the gimp.
The gimp's sleeping.
Well, I guess you just have to go wake him up now, won't you?
Gimp sleeping. Wake him up then. Aaron, Canadian Looney, like, share, subscribe, get notified. Come and join us for one of the live shows. Thank you for watching this video. Check out one of my shorts. We'll catch you next time. We'll be covering the committee, so come and join us, and we'll be covering that live. It'll be a fun thing to watch. We'll get to the bottom of it. Randy and the other Randy BOIISSONNAULT, Randy Bobandy, Randy the Native, like, goodness gracious, or Randy the Indigenous. Goodness gracious, Randy. Get a clue, man. Get it together. We're gonna find you. Everyone has an opinion about Canadian federal politics.
Oh, yeah.
Old Randy's a tweaker, guys. What a weirdo. Here's just one clip.
Julian! I don't know where a fella could get a little drink around here, do you, bud?
Jim, I got $7,500 for you. You get the other $5 grand tomorrow.
Wow, that's a lot of money, Julian. You must be doing quite well for yourself. You got a new car, lots of cash, a big, strong man with a good head on your shoulders. What kind of shampoo do you use? Have to ask.
Jim, look. Is the trailer mine or what?